Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. But if you're new here, well then hey, welcome to Just Horrifying. If you guys love true crimes, don't mind an Aries speaking her mind, and of course don't take offense to any lewdness coming out of my mouth, then I strongly suggest you subscribe to my channel. So it's the month of October, which means Halloween, spooky season. So I decided that I wanted to go ahead and do a case that landed on Halloween. So this case I'm going to talk about is called the Candyman. It should have been one of the most exciting nights for Timothy O'Brien. After all, it was October 31st, which was Halloween. Timothy's night on October 31st, 1974, started out with dinner at the Bates house. The 8-year-old, along with his little sister, who was 5, his dad, a neighbor, Jim Bates, and his 2 children decided to go trick-or-treating together. Timothy's father, Ronald, was an outstanding member of his local community. He worked as an optician in town and was a deacon at the local Baptist church, where he also sang in the choir. Now, Ronald was in debt and owed roughly around $106,000 and struggled to even hold down a job for very long. Damn, 106,000. Shit. Anyways, this crazy ass man ended up coming up with this terrifying, horrific plan to clear his debt and thought Halloween night was the perfect time to carry it out. Jim ended up agreeing to waiting outside each of the homes while Ronald walked up to the front doors of the homes with the children. But at one of the houses, no one was home. And of course, the kids were way too excited to get as much candy as possible, so they didn't wait any longer and ran off to the next door neighbor's door. But just a few seconds later, Ronald joined Jim clutching 5 Pixy Sticks. He told them that the couple had been home but hadn't reached the door in time before the kids ran off, so instead they had given him the 5 Pixy Sticks to give to the children. Trick-or-treating had to be cut short though, due to it starting to rain and the families headed home. As Timothy was climbing in bed, he begged his dad for some Halloween candies, as any kid would on Halloween night. Timothy's dad handed him a Pixy Stick he had collected from the house while he was alone since the kids had ran off to the next house. This crazy ass dude even helped his little boy open the sealed packet. Timothy ended up opening up his mouth and poured that candy down his throat. Timothy said it tasted bitter, and immediately he held his stomach and fell over in agony. He raced to the bathroom and started convulsing, all while being held by his monster of a father. Less than 1 hour later, he was in an ambulance and on the way to the hospital. Sadly, Timothy didn't make it and died. The officers performed post-mortem on Timothy's body, and that's when the officers discovered that he had been poisoned with potassium cyanide. The police had stated that the Pixy Sticks Timothy had eaten contained enough cyanide to kill 2 adults. But of course, the good old Ronald stuck to his story that he had been handed those Pixy Sticks by the people living at the house. The police rushed to stop the other children who had been out with Timothy and his father from eating those poisoned candies. It said that one of the kids had fallen asleep holding his Pixy Stick, which thankfully he had been unable to open. But none of the other children had eaten any of the deadly candy, including Ronald's 5-year-old daughter. The father told police he couldn't remember which house he thought the poisonous Pixy Sticks came from. But after he was forced to walk around the blocks, and all of a sudden he recognized the home. But insisted, though, he had only seen a man's arm and that no lights were turned on. However, though, the homeowner was at air traffic control and had been at work until late that night, so there was no possibility he could have handed out those poisonous Pixy Sticks. After police investigated more on Ronald, they discovered he had a huge amount of debt. Not only that, but the father had taken out a $10,000 insurance policy on each of his children. Then, just days before his son's murder, he further increased the premium by $20,000 on each child. Listen to this shit. The morning after his son died, Ronald ended up calling the insurance company about collecting the policies on his son. This monster was charged with 1 count of murder and 4 counts of attempted murder. He ended up pleading not guilty to all 5 charges. He claimed that his young son had been killed by a mad poisoner. Yeah, right. It took the juror only 46 minutes to find him guilty and just over an hour to sentence him to death. After his sentencing, Ronald was dubbed the Candyman, but continued to protest that he was 100% innocent, even as he was led into the execution chamber. On the 31st of March, 1984, Ronald Clark O'Brien was put to death. As the liquid chemicals entered his veins, a mob of 300 locals shouted, "Trick or treat, trick or treat," and threw hard candy at a small group of anti-death penalty protesters. Oh, what a father. Killed his son and was even trying to kill his daughter and the neighbor's kids. It's like, god damn, can't the kids just go trick-or-treating and have fun and at the end of the night eat candy that's not poisonous? Shit. Alright, you guys, well, I hope you enjoyed this Candyman case, and until next time, bye.